Your life isn't shaped by what you want, it's shaped by what you focus on. And a lot of people are accidentally attracting chaos. Let me show you how to flip that. And before I get into it, this wasn't even my intended topic for this week. It came up because just the other day, I decided that I wanted to set an intention for 2026. And I decided that I wanted to go into 2026 on fire, meaning that I wanted to set big goals for my business, up level my personal life. I've already done a ton of inner work and money mindset stuff, but I want to take all of that to another level. So there's a lot wrapped up into what that means, but that was the theme and my intention, that I wanted to go into 2026 on fire. And I shit you not, the very next day, which was just a few days ago, I was scrolling through Instagram and there was this post that was in a word search format. And the title said, "The first word you see is what you are bringing in 2026." And the first words, I guess it might have said the first phrase that you see. The first words that I saw were "on fire." I am not even making this up. And not only that, I went to the comments to see, because it was like comment what you get. And I went to the comments to see how many other people got on fire. And there were thousands of comments. I didn't scroll through all of them, but nobody else got on fire. They at least didn't comment that. So I thought it was so cool that not only did I set that intention, but I received validation that that was going to be what I bring into 2026. But that made me think of this topic. I saw those words because I was focused on them. And I am going to attract that into my life in 2026 because I'm focused on it. And whether you are woo woo or not, this is science based and woo woo based. So let me explain. And also, I'm really excited because I feel like it used to be woo woo or science, but I feel like those two realms are coming together more often. Like, so for example, I saw this thing a few months ago where this scientist, I don't want to use quotes because he really is a scientist. The scientist, he discovered, I'll use that in quotes, moon water, because he was like, oh, I charged this, water with the full moon. And the spiritual community was like, dude, what are you talking about? We've been doing this for hundreds of years. So I started to realize that science and woo woo, they're essentially the same things. We're just using different terms. So let me explain what that means in terms of focus. So in the spiritual community, this is what manifestation is based on, because there's so many different ways to do it, but there's vision boards, there's affirmations, and it's based on focusing on that thing and aligning your energy to that thing. And in science, it's called the reticular activating system, or RAS, or I think people just call it RAS for short. I don't know all the science behind it, but it's the phenomenon behind if you are buying a new car, like say you're buying a Honda Accord, and now all of a sudden, all you see on the street are Honda Accords. And it's because you're focused on it. And this phenomenon, whether it's science-based in the reticular activating system or spiritual-based in manifesting and attracting, it can work in good ways and it can work in bad ways. So for example, money. You can focus on money and your brain will find ways to make more money or find resources for money. Or you can focus on money and manifest it and get the same vibration of it. But it can also work in negative ways. So for example, if you're obsessed with, for instance, not getting sick, like I don't want to be sick, I don't want to be sick. Your brain doesn't know the difference between do and do not. All it knows is the getting sick part. So you're focused on getting sick. So that's how on the woo-woo side, your energy is aligning to getting sick. And on the science side, your reticular activating system is focused on getting sick. So what happens? You get sick. So this can work in both good and bad ways. And this has shown up so much in my own life. But my biggest personal story of getting what I focus on goes back to when I was a little girl in the early to mid 80s. I don't remember what year it was, but for Christmas, I got a Hawaii Barbie, and she had hair all the way down to her butt. And I found that so fascinating. And ever since then, I just had it in my mind that I wanted to move to Hawaii. And had always been fascinated by Hawaii. And then as an adult, one of my friends moved to Hawaii, and she lived here for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. I can't remember. But every year I would visit her, and it ignited that spark inside of me because I just remembered being a little girl and wanting to move to Hawaii. Oh, and another thing was when I was in high school, I used to watch The Real World, and which was the original reality show. And one of the seasons they were in Hawaii, and that also rekindled that spark for wanting to move to Hawaii. And I remember the first time I came here, I was just like, I felt like I was meant to be here. But then my friend eventually moved away, and in early 2018, I decided I wanted to make some changes in my life, and I was living in Chicago, and I decided that I wanted to move to Hawaii, which was great, but the problem was I didn't have the money because I knew if I moved here that I wanted to buy a condo to be like all in and committed to my decision because I didn't want to just like move here for a year and then give up and move back home. So I was like, I want to be all in and committed, and I want to buy a condo. The problem is real estate is way more expensive here than Chicago. So to maintain my same standard of living, I needed about $100,000 more than I had at the time. But I was so committed to this that I was focused on somehow finding $100,000 to move to Hawaii. And I did. It's a long story. Part of it was I did get an unexpected raise and bonus at work. Another part of it was from selling my condo in Chicago. It had actually appreciated a lot in value. But to draw all this money in from unexpected sources, I was focused on $100,000. Like that's all I thought about. I had this vision board of pictures of Hawaii. My only goal for that year was to move to Hawaii no matter how. So I was focused on the money, I was focused on Hawaii, and it happened. And this is also the same phenomenon around how we tend to attract certain people into our experience. So, for example, I used to be a 100% people pleaser. Like I was always chasing love and approval outside of myself. So I tended to attract people who took advantage of that because they knew I would always say yes. They knew I would bend over backwards for them. And when I finally started having boundaries and started changing those behaviors, I started attracting just a totally different caliber of people. Like I tell my clients, like, even if I'm working with them on their money mindset, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're up leveling your money mindset and up leveling your self worth in that area, like, trust me, trust me, trust me. Opportunities will change, people will change, your entire environment will change because it's because of your vibration. Because energy is a woo-woo thing and it's a science thing. Like this is all facts. So, and I'm really wanted to do this video instead of my other video, which I'll do next week, because we're going in to 2026 and you have, first of all, I actually don't believe in New Year's resolutions because if you really want to make a change on yourself, you shouldn't wait until the new year flips over. But I know that's a super popular mindset. So if you are looking for a 2026 New Year's resolution, I highly, highly, highly recommend setting an intention. And then every choice that you make is set in that intention. So for example, if I make a choice, I'm going to be asking myself, is this in alignment with going into 2026 on fire? Or once I'm in 2026, I want to stay on fire and just, my inner glow is going to be so fierce and crazy, and I can't wait because it's going to be like one of the best years yet. So, my point is, this is perfect for the new year with intention setting. And even you could even do this monthly, like for January, have an intention, or February, have an intention. But my point is, the power of focus is so powerful, and we all have this. And again, whether you believe in science or woo woo or both, it is based in both. And this is a fact. And so many other people have stories of this. And I truly want powerful things for you in 2026. So you get what you focus on. So start focusing on what your heart desires.